The New York State Attorney General sued U.S. President Donald Trump, three of his children, and the foundation on Thursday, saying that he illegally used the nonprofit as a personal checkbook for his own benefit, including his 2016 presidential campaign. Now, Barbara Underwood, the Attorney General of New York, asked a state judge to dissolve the Donald J. Trump Foundation due to misconduct that had been carried out by Donald Trump and members of his organization. Now, Underwood said that her office's 21-month investigation began under her predecessor, Eric Schneider, had uncovered extensive unlawful political coordination. In other words, he was using his nonprofit organization, his foundation, to interfere in politics, to make certain connections, and to make purchases that were not wholly in line with the law and what a foundation is supposed to be used for. Now, the lawsuit cited as illegal a $10,000 payment to the Unicorn Children's Foundation. Now, what did they buy? A portrait of Trump that was purchased at a fundraising auction in 2014. That portrait would end up decorating a wall at Trump's Doral Golf Resort near Miami. Now, another $100,000 went to another charity in 2007 to settle a legal dispute over a flagpole erected in violation of local ordinances at Mar-a-Lago, which is the place that he spends his weekends playing golf. In other words, he took foundation money, stuff that's supposed to be a charity to help people, to fight an ordinance violation by the golf course. That's not what charity is for. It's not to fight your legal battles or pay fines or purchase portraits of yourself like a goddamn narcissist. Now, it was filed in the state Supreme Court in Manhattan, and it seeks about $2.8 million in restitution plus penalties. Now, the foundation, it turns out, had no employees. It had no required protocol for distributing funds. I mean, it just completely functioned however they want, with disregard for how it's supposed to work. And the board of directors, the people that are supposed to be in charge of the foundation, existed in name only. Meaning the people that were supposed to be running the place didn't actually exist. It was just Trump and his kids. Now, of course, having been accused of a crime, or essentially being sued over this by New York State, he responded to the accusation by making two particular tweets. The sleazy New York Democrats and their now disgraced and run out of town Attorney General Eric Schneider are doing everything they can to sue me on a foundation that took in $18.8 million and gave out to charity more money than it took in, $19.2 million. I won't settle this case. Schneiderman, who ran the Clinton campaign in New York, never had the guts to bring this ridiculous case, which lingered in their office for almost 2 years. Now he resigned his office in disgrace, and his disciples brought it when we would not settle. Now, I personally feel these accusations are probably true. This does sound like something Donald Trump would do. Use his own money to, under the guise of charity, purchase a portrait of himself and put it up in one of his properties. I mean, this perfectly fits with what we know about his ego, so I have no doubt in my mind that this is very probably true. Now, it's very interesting to look at how his foundation was set up, a thing that's supposed to help people. It's supposed to make things better, it's supposed to give out to charity, and it did all of this, really greasy work. And they found out that the people, that the board of directors, the people who were supposed to be in charge of it, didn't actually exist. They weren't real people that were actually functioning. And there's a lot that can be said for a lot of the law that goes into how foundations work, how trusts work, etc. But that's far beyond the scope of this video. It is interesting how much he attacked the Clinton Foundation while he was running for president, and continued to do so afterwards. Now, by no means am I saying that there's no reason to be skeptical or suspicious of the Clinton Foundation. I'm certain that many of the accusations leveled against them are true. But it's interesting to see the hypocrisy that members of the bourgeoisie would attack each other for the same things that they do themselves, and what a real viper's nest the capitalist class really is, because you have moneyed moneyed interests going against each other all the time. As Marx said, there are contradictions within the capitalist class itself. So it's going to be very interesting that if there is something so ridiculously off as having a board of directors that doesn't exist, I really don't see there much chance of Trump getting away with this. It seems like he is going to be fined a great deal of money for the foundation that was put up in his name and that he essentially ran with his children. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.